The former content moderator at Facebook and Project Veritas whistleblower Ryan Hartwig pens an open letter to Congress urging lawmakers to limit Facebook's power to stifle political expression. One America's John Hines spoke with him to learn more.
Why did you decide to write this letter? What inspired you to write this open letter to members of the House Judiciary Committee at this time following up on this hearing?
Yeah, myself and two other whistleblowers, Zach McElroy, another Facebook insider, and Zach Voorhees, who blew the whistle at Google, we decided to write a joint letter to members of Congress because I feel like we have those insights that they need to do a thorough investigation of what changes need to be made with big tech and with antitrust. And so in that letter, I discuss the importance of that this is a global issue, that this is a global issue as far as elections, and that also this is not just a conservative issue. The roles could be reversed. 5 years from now, it could be a conservative-controlled monopoly censoring leftists. So that's something that's also very important.
I think in your letter, you cite this from Mark Zuckerberg's testimony. Zuckerberg, quote, "I certainly do not want our platforms to be run in a way that has any ideological bias, and I want people to be able to discuss a range of issues." That's from Mr. Zuckerberg, I believe. Is that an accurate statement in your estimation?
No, I don't believe that's an accurate statement. Many of the policies don't allow discussion of various topics. So if I'm discussing immigration, I'm not allowed to exclude certain people. So if I say keep Canadians out of the United States, that's not allowed. That violates the hate speech policy. So I think immigration is one of the biggest topics that's so nuanced that the average person wouldn't know whether or not their statement on Facebook or their commentary would violate the policies. So yeah, there's many topics that are not allowed, and it ranges. It's a range of topics, but yeah, that's one example of something that's not allowed.
That's not allowed. So that's perhaps an inaccurate statement from your former boss, Mr. Zuckerberg, you think?
Yeah, I think it's worth looking into. I wish there would have been more time to question Mr. Zuckerberg, but for him to, something that's even more ironic is when he gave a speech this past fall at Georgetown University, he was giving a speech about freedom of speech, essentially. Freedom of expression, and we got a post from him, and I have documents of that, and they told the content moderators to look out for an uptick in hate speech due to his remarks and to action those accordingly. So I think that's the greatest irony, is he's giving a speech about freedom of expression while at the same time telling his underlings, his content moderators, to delete any hate speech.
I know that Matt Gaetz, the congressman from Florida, I believe, has preferred some criminal charges against Mr. Zuckerberg, suggesting that he may have perjured himself in testimony before Congress. I'm wondering what you think about that initiative on behalf of Congressman Gaetz of Florida.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly support the steps that Matt Gaetz is taking to find any wrongdoing at Facebook. Zuckerberg testified in Congress in April of 2018. I had started at Facebook a month prior to that. After that testimony, I was there for almost 2 years, and I saw the changes that were made or the lack of changes. And so for him to say in April of 2018 that Facebook does not censor political speech, that contrasts directly with what I witnessed as a content moderator. That's just goes completely against everything that I saw there. They definitely do censor political speech.
From the testimony that was most recently on Capitol Hill, do you feel that Mr. Zuckerberg, your former boss, was being, completely truthful?
I think Mark Zuckerberg was just parroting his talking points that he was given perhaps by his attorneys. He needs to be accountable for what's happening at Facebook. So yeah, I don't think that what he said is accurate at all based on what I witnessed at Facebook. It is not accurate.
Ryan Hartwig, former content moderator at Facebook, thank you for talking to us on One America News. It's good to catch up with you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.